everyone. How are you? Saturday, December 21st. Good to see you again. Give me a sign that you can hear me, my friends. Good to see everyone here. Can you hear me? Good to see all of you. Hello, everyone. Hello, NJs. Thank you for being here. To Maud, appreciate you. Ginger Girl, appreciate you being here. To Maud, along with NJs and Grandma, thank you so much. Appreciate you all being in here. Jen Benners, thank you. Looking through my wonderful mods, family members, so good to see you again. And those of you who are in here, I appreciate you being here. Hi, Becky. Hi, Kay Kelly. Pamela, Queen Cece, you be careful if you're driving, please. Caroline Miller. Amazing friends, family, and group. Groovy Gal, Maria Gutierrez. Hello, Marie Hyde. Robin, always a pleasure. Robin's so good at sharing our things to Facebook. Maria, Nobody Who Is Somebody. Robin West, Sam R. Lori 626, all our familiar faces. Panda Bear's Mom, 1971. Babs 2022. Yes, they are. Tennessee is hoping to pass a law. We're going to read the article. A Class C felony, and it is if you hurt a child, it will be a felony. And we are going to jump right into that first today. Then we are going to go into a couple X updates. We are then going to watch a person on X that I just started following who did a little series on the Sebastian Rogers case, and we're going to watch part 3. It's telling. And then we are going to go over and watch C. Proudfoot showing himself on Elevated Truth. I know some of you have not seen that yet. Most of you have. Hey, hi MJ, Hope Floats. Kendall Like the Motor Oil. Starlito, always good to see you all. Charlene McPike, Peter Pan 13, Mary Harris. So we're then going to go over and watch Elevated Truth. I did give you all that poll. Oops, hold on. I have a message. Okay. Was going to have you all, I had you all take a poll, and I'm going to read you the results real quick. Let me get to my channel. I was checking out some others. Hold on. And it says, after last night, how you feeling? And this was after the Elevated Truth episode. It was intense. Let me say that. How you feeling after last night's panel appearance from CP? Lies. 92% of you thought he was spewing lies, and 8% felt like he was telling the true story. And I don't mean Elevated Truth. I believe Elevated Truth was telling the true story. I meant CP. That's why I said CP on here. 92% of you felt like CP was lying on Elevated Truth. In your opinion, 8% felt like he was telling a true story, in your opinion. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as fact, but speculation, theory, opinion. No one is being accused. It is all alleged. Don't forget tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Hi, Jilly Reserve Glitchin. So good to see you. Blessed Mama. Wait, what? Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Sebastian Rogers' father, Seth Rogers, the one who we are used to speaking out about him and talking about him. He will be on his channel tonight, Seth R. Rogers, Sebastian's father, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I myself will be there as a mod. And hi, Little Red Zero. There will be, it's supposed to be more of a, well, they'll let you know what they're doing there. And I hope to see you all there. I will be making sure we are off well before then so we can go over and support Seth, because that's why we're here, right? Right? So, yes, Robin, apparently someone thinks we have the intellect of an ant. And I'll just say that right now. In my opinion, someone thinks we all have an intellect of an ant, and that person has an ego so large they think they're the only one who can figure things out. Okay? It was very intense. If you have not seen it, we are going to see it. But I want to show you some other things also. And I understand Silver's released his video. I watched a piece of it. I did just speak to him though, and I will go back and watch his video when he gets off, or when I get off and get time tonight. Yes, Carolyn Miller, or someone said Seth's channel. Sorry, it's going so fast on me. Yeah, Caroline Miller. Seth has a channel called Seth R. Rogers, Sebastian's father. And that is where he does his live shows. Also, it's also where he has several really cute videos of Sebastian being like in a choir and being at SeaWorld. We've watched one of those together, dancing away. It's just really neat. And go over after this and watch those videos, because I've always been surprised, and I say this to y'all many times. Hi, Bo. I say this to y'all many times. I'm surprised as many of us who are following this case haven't looked at those videos, because it doesn't have all the views I thought it would. But so go over and watch it. You see Sebastian in action. Just such a cutie. We're there to support Seth, and we will be there tonight. Okay. Yes. So let's go ahead, and without further ado, I am going to get started. And I see a comment I want to share here. Hit that thumbs up on your way in, please. I know this is a very different time for me to come on, but I did not want to do that during Seth's live. So I'm coming on earlier because I wanted to spend time with you all on this Saturday, December 21st. Another thing, we have a lot of people in our community, a lot of you who do not have family during the holidays. My family spread all over, but I am blessed to have a few here. But family spread all over the holidays, but some of you have none where you are. I want you to know I came in for Thanksgiving to spend time with you. I will be here Christmas Eve to spend time with together as a family. I will be here Christmas Day at some point to spend time together as a family, and New Year's Day. Okay? I just want you all to know that you're not alone. We've got each other. We've got each other. Thank you, Misty's telling everyone to please use "in my opinion." You are, oh, you're subscribed already. Yay. We are going to, yes, Seb's videos, Caroline, are wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. Please go ahead and hit that thumbs up as you're here so others know I'm live with you, and that we're talking about Sebastian. Hi, me and you. Hi, Too Many Shoes. Just be very careful. Sharice Prophet, Jasper. Yes, Jasper, apparently the explanation, Jasper says, I want to see the pictures that Katie took at the Texas Roadhouse, last picture taken. We all want to see that. But unfortunately, for investigative reasons, we are going to see nothing until they have things tied up. And that's just how it's going to be, okay? Because most importantly, we want Sebastian located, and we want justice for Sebastian. And Tony spoke last night about there only being one chance at it, double jeopardy. And just so some of you know, I did the same thing. Double jeopardy turned my alarms on, and I thought, oh no, but I looked it up, and double jeopardy is not just for unaliving. Let me share something with you. I always like to give you something to look at, because some of you thought, well, if they're talking about double jeopardy, that means he's not with us. And that is not true. And I want to share that with you because I looked it up too. Okay, Sky Maiden, you're never alone anymore because you found us. We've gotcha. We've gotcha. We've gotcha. Sister Krista, good to see ya. So let me go ahead and share this with you real quick. Just want to put your minds at rest about double jeopardy. Okay. Okay. It says double jeopardy is not only for murder, but applies to all criminal offenses. Okay. Double jeopardy only applies to criminal cases, not civil or administrative proceedings. So double jeopardy applies to all criminal offenses. But it also protects criminal defendants because there's only one time you get to try them. You can't try them twice for the same offense. Okay? And it's a law to protect against retrials over and over. So they have to make sure that they get what they're going to get and they get it right the first time. Yes, Sebastian should be home. And for those of you who did not hear Tony last evening, Tony did say their goal was to bring Sebastian home for Christmas, but it's looking like it may be more closer to the 1 year mark in February. So I do just want to share that with you all. I know that bell rung, Noni McPoppins. Good to see you. We rang the class bell and we are all in our seats in session. Class has begun. So I just wanted to share that with all of you because I know we were all hoping we were going to see a miracle when they came out with, hold on one second. Oh, that's my link. When they came out with criminal investigation, criminal case, which we knew, but we thought the announcement, I know I certainly did. Hi, Barbula, thought that meant they were much closer, or they were going to bring him home real quick before Christmas. Wait, I missed that. It's about a crime proving the guilt. Yes, double jeopardy is where you can take someone, they go to court, they're charged with a crime. Okay, and you cannot go back and retry them for that same felonious crime. Okay, so you need to get all your evidence together in one trial, right? Now, hung juries and all that are different. Okay, but let's say you fail, you don't get to go back in if someone's found innocent, not guilty, and retry them again. Double jeopardy applies to being tried more than once for the same crime. Can't be charged more than once. But would they not have to change the charges? Because they can't have identical charges, right? Okay, it says, looks very much like him. Yes, a smile, but I read the comment. She said his name, he looked. Oh, was there a possible sighting? Little Red Zero, I know you're all frustrated. Hi, CB, good to have you here. Good to have you here. Y'all also, you might want to, yes, like Casey Anthony. How many of you are thrilled she's walking around? How many of you are thrilled she's loose? How many of you are thrilled she's talking about having another baby? Because they couldn't take her back in. Okay, so we want this to be done and done correctly. It doesn't mean he's not with us, but it means that it needs to be done correctly, wherever Sebastian is and whoever did this. And yes, I know you are all so frustrated. I get it. And mods, I want to thank you also for being here and your hard work. And I know everyone's frustrated. We want the best. We want the best, okay? And we want it the best for Sebastian, and we have to be patient. Okay, I just got my Christmas wish, a fifth wheel. Very cool. That's wonderful. Okay, so there's been a lot going on, Lori Wynn, the last couple of days. We're going to go over the announcements on X, and then we are going to watch the panel that Proudfoot showed up on the other night. And then we are going to also be watching someone who analyzed from X the case and came up with some really good points that I would like you to, all of us, to share together and watch. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I just got kicked out. Maybe the Sebastian and TH is a double. Okay. Yes, I'm praying. We all need to send out prayers to Mr. and Mrs. E's middle E. He is having some health issues and a surgery. Okay. And we are going to begin. Grandma wants shrimp. All I need is Jesus, coffee, and true crime. I love that name. I really do. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. I'm going to start first with the Tennessee article, I think. I think it's very relevant for this case. Well, we know it's very relevant for this case. This is very important because we have an individual in this case who has there are 5 CPS reports of someone abusing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. From what we've been told, they are focused on the stepfather, one of which is the mother's name mentioned for allowing the environment. So we now have a child who was abused, had 5 reports, no reason he should have been still in that home with that stepfather, no excuse. And by the way, I will be doing a video live tomorrow on CPS. We are going to highlight Harmony Montgomery because CPS is now being held accountable for the gross supervision, lack of supervision in everything. Okay. So we are going to discuss Harmony's case. At the same time, I'm going to discuss Oakley Carlson because CPS let her down. I am going to discuss the West brothers because they were let down. And I am going to discuss, there's 2 more I have in there, Summer Wells and another individual. I can't remember. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's one other child in there that we're going to talk about. Let me look at my notes real quick. It is Summer, Harmony, Oakley, Sebastian, and the West Boys. We are going to be discussing that tomorrow. Hit your notification bell. And upcoming is also Gannon Stock's case, Kyron Horman, and Sebastian, because they are all children who lived with step parents. So hit that notification bell. We got some things coming up that are going to be interesting. And we're just going to keeping on, my friends, okay? And we're going to get through these holidays together. We're going to get through these holidays together. Lisa, I would love it if it was called Sebastian's Law. Oh, yes, Karen. He should have been notified immediately, but unfortunately, they must have taken the words for people who don't know how to tell the truth, in my opinion, and just decided to take the words of the people that who were being reported for the abuse or allowing an environment that there was not a biological father. They will be held accountable. This community, we are going to make sure they're held accountable, but we need to wait till the timing is right for Seth and Sebastian, okay? As soon as we have Sebastian, as soon as things like that are taken care of, this community we're going after some things. I'm an advocate, you're advocates, and we're going to do it. Hello, Gypsy. So let's go ahead and read this article, because no matter how this goes down, his scratch marks, oh my gosh, I've got to show you this. Oh my goodness. No matter how this goes down, the person with the CPS reports right here has a felony once this is passed, many of them. Because abusing a child's a felony. If you've got 5 open cases, you better get 5 felonies, right? So let's read it, friends. This is hope for Tennessee, hope for Summer, hope for Sebastian, hope for all the kids. Hi, Cinderella. Hi, Sharon Ostrander. Good to see you. Okay. Tennessee bill, this was released December 20th, which was yesterday in the evening, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And this is credit to Terry Gessner from WKRN. And I wish they'd have I hope they don't have a video on this one, or maybe they do. Let me see. See if they've got a good video. No, they don't have a good video on this one. Okay. So this is Governor Bill Lee grants. Okay. What in the world? Okay, here we go. According to the most recent State of the Child report, Tennessee, sorry, all these pop-ups are coming up on my computer. I'm trying to get them down. Let me see if this is a different article. Okay, we're going to go through here. A newly filed bill will increase the penalty for intentionally abusing a child between 9 and 17 years old from a Class A misdemeanor to a Class E felony in Tennessee. I will look that up for you after this. If you hurt kids, we should throw the book at you. Representative Jake McCallman, Republican from Franklin, the bill's sponsor, said. So that's one of our contacts, okay? That will be one of our contacts when we take action. Under current Tennessee law, abusing a child in such a manner to inflict injury is only a felony if the child is 8 years old or under. In cases where the child is 9 years old and older, it's a Class A misdemeanor. So it's a felony in Tennessee right now if the child's under 8, but if they're 9 and up, it's a misdemeanor. That is so awful. Why would you categorize a child's abuse by their age? To me, there's not much difference between an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old, so it should at least be a Class E felony. Representative McCallman told News 2 he got the idea to draft the bill after learning grand theft or stealing property valued at $500 or more carries a harsher punishment than abusing and injuring a 9 to 17-year-old in Tennessee. I will repeat that. Representative McCallman told News 2 he got the idea to draft the bill after learning grand theft or stealing property valued at $500 or more carries a harsher punishment than abusing and injuring a 9 to 17-year-old in Tennessee. Wow. I use the example of, say if I go and steal a Louis Vuitton purse for my wife. That's a Class E felony. I could do up to 5 years in prison. But if somebody decides to beat a kid to a point where they're hospitalized, that's a Class A misdemeanor. I say we value kids more than we value things in Tennessee. Amen. So it should be a Class E felony if you're going to put a 9 to 17-year-old in the hospital. And it should be, even if they don't put him in the hospital, if there's proof of abuse, which is where CPS's records will come into play. According to the most recent State of the Child report, Tennessee had 3,962 first-time child abuse victims in 2021, which was the fourth lowest in the country. Whoa. Tennessee had 3,962 first-time child abuse victims in 2021, and it was the first lowest in the country, fourth lowest. Whoa. However, when the report factored in recurring child abuse victims, Tennessee shot up to almost 15 most abuse victims in the country, indicating Tennessee State experiences higher instances of reoccurring abuse than others. Thus, my friends, 5 reports from CPS, right? So he's right on there. That's reoccurring abuse. He hopes increasing the penalty will act as a deterrent and eventually bring down child abuse cases in the state. He brought a similar bill last legislative session, but it didn't get the funding it needed. Okay? Oh, goodness. It's proof that not everything we deal with in the General Assembly is a bipartisan issue. This is not a partisan issue. This is not a partisan issue. Whether you are Republican or Democrat, every one of us wants to protect these kids. The bill needs a sponsor in the Senate to be presented to the General Assembly. If passed, it would go into effect July 1st, 2025. Okay. So July 1st, 2025, some of you are saying, well, what if, one CPS report is too many. It's disgusting. There were 5. Disgusting. And 1's still open. Okay. Oh, goodness. Hold on. Okay. So what this tells you is, regardless of when this goes down and the people who are involved are taken, charged, held accountable, that the stepfather, sorry, y'all, she's done. Thank you. That the stepfather will be held accountable because he has 5, there are 5 open records, open reports. Okay. He will be held accountable. So, Kyron Horman, yes. Kyron Horman, just a wonderful, just a cutest little boy in the world. Hi, Mini Panthers. We just started. I just shared a Tennessee bill that is coming out, hopefully. A congressman has put it forth that anyone who abuses a child from age to 17 in the state of Tennessee, they want it to be a felony. Right now, the state of Tennessee, if you steal a purse, you get more time than if you abuse a child. So they are trying to take care of that. Oh, so many states need it. Yes. So many states need it. It really needs to be, we need to have federal laws. Exactly. Federal laws that protect our children. We're done protecting the criminals. Kyron Horman's stepmom knows, just like the Proudfoots know, in my opinion. Yes. And that's why we will be doing, in my opinion as well. And that's why we will be doing that case. And it will be with Kyron, like I said. And it will also be with Sebastian, because he lived with a step parent at the time of his disappearance. Okay. And it will also be with, who else did I say? Gannon Stock, okay, from Colorado. Stepmother is behind bars. Gannon's stepmother is behind bars. She had the audacity. I mean, it's just terrible, y'all. Hit your notification bell. You won't want to miss this case if you haven't heard of it. But Gannon's stepmother is behind bars. She was found guilty of his unaliving. She unalived him in his room in Colorado while his father was away. I believe he was what's that called? I forget what that's called, where you're National Guard maybe. But he was away at a convention or something. And she put him in a suitcase, went to Florida, and left him in the suitcase underneath a bridge. So terrible story, terrible step monster. And it's just heartbreaking. Just absolute. That's Gannon. Kyron Horman's stepmother was the last to see him. had some wild stories about where she was after she left the school she supposedly left him at. She and her best friend were both out of range, unable to be contacted for a while, and he has never been spotted. She has been the only person of interest, but has never been charged with Kyron's disappearance. Okay, very sad. Two very sad stories, along with Sebastian Rogers' very sad story. Okay, I'm going to show you something real quick from X. A couple of things from X. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. I realize it's a different time. Trying to be on earlier tonight so we can go over and support Seth. I'm going to share this with you because I want to share this first. Okay, this is, let me make sure. This is this is someone who did a analysis of the case, and it's on X, and I'm going to share it with you. Let me make sure. I want to get you one of them for sure. Okay, there's one for sure I want to share with you. And that's why I'm taking my time here. Okay, part 5 is about Heather. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and share a couple of them with you because they're amazing. Okay, I will go ahead and share a couple of them with you. They are amazing. Let me see which one's which here. This is... That's not the one. Okay, here it is. I think it's part 3. I'm going to share this. Right here. Just so you all know, you do have to read this. So I'm going to enlarge it the best I can for you and start it over. This is part 3, I think, because it talks of, I'm looking for something specific for you to see, but we can go through them all if you want to, but I want you to see this one. I'm going to enlarge it for you. I can't get it larger. Hi, Nicey Marie. Hi, Praroya Renee. So you're going to have to watch, okay? The cover up, part 3. It's only a couple minutes long. Okay, so you saw that she went over that CP, and we've brought this up so many times. How did he know the scent? Okay, there's been no scent tracked. There's been no specific scent that went anywhere. But as we know, CP told a very specific route for the scent that allegedly was tracked. He said they went through the they went through along the fence into the backyard, cut through the neighbors, okay, or went between the houses, cut through the neighborhood to the vehicle up at Kellen area. Okay, we know that's the flashlight route. Now, one thing that this person brought up that I thought was so important, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. And I know I'm behind in comments. Please give it a thumbs up, everyone. You're so kind. You're so thoughtful. Yes, Katie had something black in her hand. I noticed that, Erna. Okay. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is she brought up something that really, I know we all wondered how he had that route. I mean, that didn't go over our heads. She brought up something. Why is he the only one when we've all been so confused about the scent? My StreamYard's getting low Wi-Fi, just so y'all know. It's not the house, it's StreamYard again. We were all so confused about the differences, about the scents and this and that, but yet she brought out there was only one person, and this is Lauren Holroyd of X, one person who wasn't confused. Complete clarification in the story of where that scent went, and that was CP. I thought that was very telling. Very, very telling. Now, I'm going to keep taking her. I'm going to keep taking hers because she talks to you about CP talking about, yes, that's exactly what's coming, Lisa C. Lisa said it. Lisa C said it. He talks about, also on his call with Naked Driver, he says he was 5'9" and the water in the retention pond was knee deep on him from his understanding. And then he says, I don't know what it was before or after Sebastian disappeared. Right? Interesting comment. She covers that. So we're going to keep going. This is a great little analysis she put together, and it is credit to Lauren Holroyd on X, and I started following her. Okay. I'll go back. I'm going to mute myself again. Her theory being someone was standing in the retention pond and someone was standing over Sebastian, doing what? Okay. So, unaliving. But we don't want to talk about that right now. We want to be sensitive, right? Just in case, because Seth comes in here. So this is her theory. Okay. Read that right there. You understand the theory in the black and white. That way I don't have to say it. I don't want to say it out loud. Okay. So I'm going to mute myself. We're going to go to her next analysis, which talks about his height and him standing in the water. This is important. He knew hold on. He knew exactly where the water reached. Oh my goodness, hold on. He knew exactly where the water reached. Oh my lands. Just keep going.
And the Digimon pond is no deeper than my knees.
Mm-mm. Sorry, did you guys just have an echo? Hold on. Oh my Lord, you can't stop it. Okay. Did you all just have an echo? Stop. Okay. Did you all have an echo there? Okay, good. So, yes, Summer, that's the thing is he is the only one who is giving that narrative that it went out the door to the yard. Yes, that's the point. Thank you for your picture of Summer, by the way. That's the point is it didn't go that route. He's the only one who has been telling that narrative. Okay? He is the only one who has told that narrative. And if you think about it, have you heard that narrative from anyone else? Okay? They cannot tell us every single thing. The police, Tony said yesterday, have a mountain of evidence. And he and Seth are convinced they are going to solve this. Okay? Yeah, beautiful little Summer. I hope when they solve this, they solve that one too. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Now, one thing that I find interesting, and I want to talk to you again, and that case is horrible. Yes, she's a horrible stepmother, and she deserves to be where she is. Absolutely. She lied and said he had left for friends and never came home. The lies, right? All the lies. One thing I want to bring to your attention, the next analysis that she brings up is of the private eyes. One specifically is Heather. And do you all recall, because she started bringing out information and I thought, whoa, wait a minute. Heather Cohen was the one who told us when we were all questioning whether or not the Texas Roadhouse clothes had made it home and were in that house. Heather Cohen is the one on a panel who said, yes, those clothes were accounted for and they were given to the dog handlers for scent. Well, now I want to know, if someone can contact Heather, if they know her, I think she should be contacted and asked if it was indeed a Yoda shirt that they gave for scent, now that we know what Sebastian was wearing at the Texas Roadhouse. Or was it just some other shirt? I don't know. But watch what she says next. It's very interesting. It's about some of the things found in the case that went missing, etc. Yes, Cohen is a licensed PI, apparently. I think the monsters are caught too. Just wait till you hear him on Elevated Truth. They said it was so rainy and muddy, Truth to Light. I can't imagine that he wouldn't have left. Yes, I sure will. Can you take the comment down, pinned to the screen before? Yes, I sure will. Are they in the way? I certainly will. There you go. So we are going to go ahead. Oh, thank you, Heather. We are so thankful for honest creators like yourself. I'm usually over at Justin's, but I've seen you live and I know you're a great creator yourself. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Heather Lassiter. That's very kind of you. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Yes, Julie, you are welcome. We're going to keep going. Oh, wait, I think I did this one. Sorry, I did that one already. So this is concerning. Hi, Tootsie Mom. Hi, Dreamin' of Blue Skies. Hello, Becky Laux. Kim French. Becky says, before I go over that, I wanted to catch this. There is a crawl space that those people with the flashlight were coming in and out of from at 3 a.m. into that waiting vehicle that was parked there for 3 minutes, in my opinion. Okay. The crawl space that KP was looking underneath with her neighbor. Cadaver dogs would have hit on the pond if Sebastian had passed away in the pond. Great thinking. Great thinking. He never made it home. Scent and shoes were a distraction to corroborate their theory and alibi. Another red flag, KP driving me to school right away that morning has always been too dramatic to me. Okay. We were told they asked KP. Well, this person wants to know how in 24 hours. Okay, so Davison County came finally and got the pants in the dark. And the next day, Sumner County picked them up from them. And within 24 hours, Sumner County had an article out stating that they were not Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, which would mean they did not do DNA. They spoke to parents, and apparently Seth was never asked about the pants, is what this person is saying. So who did they ask? Who does that leave you? Right? Who does that leave you? Let's go to her last one. This is about Heather Cohen. They said, Lisa, that the size of the pants were larger than Sebastian's. Okay, let's keep going. This coming up is about why I brought up Heather saying that the clothes were at the home, and why I'm saying we need to make sure that it was a Yoda shirt that she said they gave them. Little Red Zero, I do hear from Bobby. I'm not Bobby, I'm sorry, Carter. I do hear from him. And just so you all know, Seth has met with them, Seth and Tony, 4 times in the last 12 months. And they speak daily. Okay, so they are keeping it open, and they want us to assist in keeping that open. Okay. I heard there was clothes found behind Texas Roadhouse too. And we never heard much about that, right? It just kind of, they were there and then it was gone. Grogu, thank you, YouTuber. Okay, we're going to keep going.
Yesterday, we consulted with someone in the first responder world who does emergency management, who also has children who are autistic. She kind of laid it out for some things that I didn't understand or comprehend at first. She gave us some tips and tricks.
Started volunteering in missing person cases. I was a Tennessee state coordinator for the Key Center for Missing Persons, and I had gotten involved in a few different cases along the way. I do feel like, as a mother of a teen who is on the spectrum, I don't really feel like that's
Arrived 6:30 a.m. Just wants to make you believe.
This was found behind Worsham's, and it says Katie's senior photo. Yes, Seth has a live tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. This was found behind Worsham's. Katie senior photo. It's the mattress pad.
I didn't want the dog to sniff those pants. I did not. But the dog sniffed those pants.
So I don't know anything about Heather Cohen. I just know that that's a lot of wows. I agree with you, Prayer Warrior. Hi, June. Hi, Sped Teacher. Mama Bear Shirley, excuse me, Passion Flower. I don't know why KP's pictures would be by the store. I don't have an answer for you. There's only one person who would. And lots of fishy stuff, right? What I find very fishy is she had a long conversation with SF Investigates. He said he couldn't discuss what they said. He is not someone who has been working with law enforcement, in my opinion, with Seth. He's been working with the P-Foots. She's not talking now. Okay. There could be another Katie. Oh, yes, there could be another Katie. Absolutely. However, I didn't know a knife was found either. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize a black sweatshirt was found. I just thought it was the mattress pad. Okay, there are cameras behind the store. Okay. Allegedly, he did not have any footage, and he asked them to get off his property. Okay. The rumors I've heard is the next time they returned, everything was mowed down and changed. Okay. So, and the storage units are behind there. Yes. Oh, they had a unit there. I did not know they had a unit there. So the pictures box probably come from their unit and was thrown into the creek. But why? Yeah, that's a great question. She's also the one who confirmed CP was at work at 5:15 a.m. Now, why would all of that be occurring? And the pants, the parents were never shown the pants, but they're unrelated. And that takes me back to the glasses again that were 8 homes away from people related to Sebastian by marriage. Were those DNA tested? Or is that KP's saying they're not his? Okay. Yeah, it was recorded over. By the time law enforcement got there, they didn't have it. Exactly. Thank you, Lisa Opinion. I heard it was the mattress pad. I have seen photos of the mattress pad and heard, just between us, it looks like it's urine and blood mixed together. So, Lady for Justice. The high school photo, doesn't it have a photo on one side? I have not seen that. I can reach out and ask to someone that I think would know. Sped teacher, I hope you have a wonderful one. Yeah, amazing that she found those pictures. I mean, so the unit was cleared out. I would like to know when the unit was cleared out. What was in that unit? But we've had Silvers and Terry Lynn and Car Guy out there searching. Hi, momming it up. And Car Guy out there searching, and everyone. Hi, Sandy SST. That bless them all. For taking that out of their day. Oh, Bauer Sox had the unit. Interesting, allegedly. Yeah. So lots going on. Does anyone remember the story? Let's not say his name. Came out with at the beginning about talking to Worshams, and then he suddenly retracted and went, I don't know. I don't recall that, but I remember the switch. Yes. Yes, it could be another Katie, but when Terry Lynn opened the package, it was Katie's picture. Did you see it, Sped teacher? So many dirty players. So many dirty players. Yeah. And Lexi Lynn says she wouldn't trust Heather because she lied about Terry Lynn and seemed way too concerned about CP being mad at her. I don't either. Lavita, I don't either anymore. The time it takes to get DNA results is significant, right? Oh, it ranges. Thank you, Mama Bear, for sharing this. It ranges. The time it takes to get DNA results in a criminal case can vary significantly, ranging from a few days to several months. Thank you for that information. But 24 hours, Mama Bear, could it occur within? It was actually less than 24 hours. They picked it up at dark, and by 3:45 had an article out saying it wasn't related to Sebastian. So is the store near the school? Here you go. I'm going to show you all real quick, okay? Bear with me. I'm going to get you a map of Worshams and Beach High School. Got it. There you go. So we're going to move it this way. Okay, I have the map pulled up for you so you can see the location between Beach High School and Worshams. Passion Flower says, Silver's on the scene, found pants, a blanket, and when he went back, they were gone, you all. Did anyone see his latest video who would be watching him? The items are gone. Yeah. I did just talk to him before I got on here. Very disappointing about a few things, So let's go ahead and look at, let me make sure this isn't Tony or something. Yeah. So anyway, if you are messaging me right now a question, I will absolutely get back to you afterwards. And yes, there may have been a little shift there. So, I heard stories. Yeah, they punctured her tires. I heard she was surrounded. I don't know. I wasn't there. So we just need to, why is it floating around if it's her? Why, even if it's step socks, would they throw it away? Just the whole thing is suspect, in my opinion. Yes, please do not use full names. Ginger Girl wasn't me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to go to any updates. Then I am going to show you Elevated Truth, where we get to see Mr. Proudfoot for the first time in months covering some information. CJ's car was tampered with as well. He starts at 8 Eastern time. I thought it was 9 Eastern time, Jenny, 8 Central. Yes, Ham Cubes, I agree with you. That the glasses should have been examined for DNA. Excuse me. Get you to X updates. And then we are heading over to Elevated Truth to watch. Oh, I guess I don't have X up here again. Okay, hold on. To watch Mr. P Foot. Let's see if At Night has anything new. We do know that At Night did put out certain locations today. We read it on our members only. Thank you all who were there. And I will be reading it again for those of you who were not. They are focusing on very specific areas now. What is going on with your girl Jay's computer again? Come on, there we go. And also there is a video from Dog we will be watching before we get to Elevated Truth. Okay, this was 4 hours ago. Make sure you've got it. Okay, I will enlarge it as much as I can. I will hide the comments. And this was 4 hours ago. Yes, Seth will be on tonight on his channel. I agree, JC. She's the one without an alibi, right? Oops, I put the wrong one up. I will be, Kimberly Joe. We're going to spend the holidays together as a family. Absolutely. They got to the storage unit and it was not there. It had been too long, sped teacher. Okay. I know so many things that could have been done differently, right? Okay. Mama Bear Shirley is doing criminal justice classes, and the info she's posting is straight from her instructor, who is the chief of police of Chicago. Ooh, okay. Thank you for letting us know that, Mama Bear, and I will absolutely make sure and pay attention to your comments. Thank you. Okay, so many things. It's unbelievable. Oh yes, please say TL. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't catch it. Get Lockard, you're only 3 hours away from Springdale, Arkansas. Yeah, really interesting places. So let's go ahead and talk or go over this. Try and enlarge it for you. Okay. As of December 21st, 2024, and that is today, Dog the Bounty Hunter, in collaboration with At Night Private Intelligence and other partners, is intensifying its efforts to locate 16-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So what that tells us is my hopes were wrong. They have not located him. Okay. To support this expanded initiative, we are actively seeking licensed investigators and volunteers to assist with coordinated sweeps and searches in strategic locations. We are currently pursuing 2 viable leads regarding the whereabouts of Sebastian and evidence of his disappearance in multiple states. Wow. Okay. So, multiple states call for investigators and volunteers. We are mobilizing teams to conduct focused searches and investigative operations in the following locations. Okay, you have Springdale, Arkansas. That's an interesting one. Who's in Arkansas? Memphis, Tennessee. DeSoto County, Mississippi. I believe that's the area of the RV parks. Chesapeake, Virginia. We know KP has family member in Virginia. Santa Fe, New Mexico. We know CP has a child in New Mexico, and Stanley, Wisconsin. Interesting, right? And they also say Oregon still. Individuals holding valid licenses in Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Virginia, New Mexico, Wisconsin, and Oregon, or residing in surrounding areas are strongly encouraged to join our teams stationed in Memphis, Tennessee, and neighboring regions. Volunteers in these areas are also encouraged to participate in the search endeavors aimed at identifying potential artifacts and evidence pertinent to this case during scheduled sweep operations. So they're looking for artifacts, they're looking for evidence, anything. They want you to send your resume and qualifications to Sebastian@manhunts.one. If you're volunteering, please provide your full name, phone number, and address. Updated rewards information. At Night is offering a substantial reward for any information that leads to the successful apprehension, conviction, and sentencing of all individuals responsible for Sebastian's disappearance, as well as his safe return. Please hit that thumbs up. Please hit your thumbs up. Thank you. Verified media, $500 to $1,500 for verified photographs, videos, audio, or other documentation that provides actionable leads or expedites the investigation. I want you to buckle up for what I'm going to read off the flyer, and I want you to prepare yourselves too. The reward for information leading to the safe return of Sebastian remains at $250,000. Your contribution, regardless of its magnitude, could significantly contribute to the resolution of this case. How you can help. If you possess any relevant information, recordings, or observations, or if you wish to join as a licensed investigator or volunteer in one of the designated areas, contact us promptly. And it says at email Sebastian@manhunts.one. You can call DOG, 833-TELL-DOG. You can also call Sumner County Sheriff's Office and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation or the FBI tip line. Sebastian, a 15-year-old at the time of his disappearance, was last seen on February 25th, 2024. This case has been officially classified as a criminal investigation. With your assistance, we remain resolute in our pursuit of the truth, holding accountable those responsible and enduring Sebastian's safe return. We extend our gratitude for your vigilance and support. Together, we can effect a positive change. This is where I want you to really, really prepare yourselves for what I'm going to read. It says, a review of surveillance footage of Sebastian Rogers from February 25th, 2024 in Hendersonville, Tennessee suggests he may be in danger. I want to repeat that again. A review of surveillance footage of Sebastian on February 25th in Hendersonville suggests he may be in danger. There is a $250,000 reward. My stomach gets sick, right? Okay, let's see. We urge the public to report any information that could help clarify Sebastian's final hours at the Texas Roadhouse and lead to his whereabouts. Final hours at the Texas Roadhouse? I wonder how long they were there. And lead to his whereabouts to contact authorities. Dog the Bounty Hunter's team is actively involved, collaborating with confidential sources to pursue leads. Okay? So they do have confidential sources right now. They are pursuing leads. I'm wondering if that's what's taking them to. They also are looking. They want credible information from New York, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Wisconsin, South Carolina, and Virginia also. Okay. And they are wanting there is a $50,000 reward for Sebastian's safe return and his abductor's conviction. The FBI offered a $50 reward for information leading to Sebastian's safe return. And then there is also credible information from New York, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Wisconsin, South Carolina, and Virginia led to an increased reward of up to $250,000. Intelligence suggests Sebastian felt uneasy on February 25th. So I do too, June Coulthard. I do too. Someone sent me something. Oh, I'm so sorry, you all. Yes, I can take the comment down. Thank you, YouTuber. So their surveillance shows that Sebastian was in Tennessee, and footage shows he was in danger. So Hope Floats, is that known by everyone? CP and KP came to the biker rally 1st of June, in my opinion. Okay, well, did you report that, Hope Floats? Lisa Opinion, you can send me pictures at crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. And I have not been on my email today for anyone who sent me anything today. Okay? So let's keep our hearts on Sebastian. 8 Central, which is 9 Eastern, I believe. Yes. Thank you all. Let me say some thank yous here. June has donated and gifted a Crime Time Buzz family membership. June, you're always so thoughtful and generous. Thank you for allowing someone else the opportunity to become a part of our family. If you receive that membership, please thank June for becoming part of the family, and everyone welcome our new family member to the family. And NJs, you're so thoughtful, so generous. $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. We're all sticking together. We're going to keep going till it becomes a path for justice, right? Okay, I'm going to hide everything. We're going to continue on. And now we are heading to, I wonder where in Oklahoma too, because that was an older one that was added there. Are you in Stanley? Oh, you've never heard of Stanley, Wisconsin. Okay. Stanley, Wisconsin. I'm not sure where it is, but I do want to show you the map, Warsham's to Beach now, because someone was asking. Okay, I do want to present that to you, and then I'll say more of my thank yous. All of your support for Sebastian and Seth and the channel is just wonderful. Okay, let me show you what I want to show you. Here you go. Okay. Can you see it? Good. Here's Beach High School. Okay. And here is Warsham's. So if you went to Beach High School first, so you're coming from the neighborhood over here, Beach High School, and you jet right here to Warsham's. It's like around the corner. What is this right here? It's a building on Long Hollow Park. Okay. So here's the high school. Here's Warsham's. Maybe a minute drive, 8 minutes walking. Let's put it in a car. 3 minutes driving, friends. 3 minutes driving. It says 4 here, but up on my thing it says 3. 3 minutes right there. So here it is. You can go this way and it's quicker. Beach High School, back to Long Hollow Pike, and right there. So it's very, very close for an individual who may have been driving around looking for someone. But in my opinion, you wouldn't be over here looking for your child. You would be in your neighborhood looking in and out of those streets screaming. Now, I'm not saying you wouldn't go to the school, but I'm saying I would be in the neighborhood first, weaving in and out of every street. I would not beat it to the high school at 6 a.m. Okay? I would get there, yes, but not at 6 a.m. because I would know my child left without shoes or anything, no cell phone. Was his backpack still in the house? but he left without anything according to them. So I wouldn't expect him to go to the school unless he was meeting someone there. So myself, I would have checked his cell phone, which is something I want to bring up to all of you. Oh, blessed wife and mom, thank you so much. That's so sweet. You all are just very, very sweet. Very sweet. Thank you so much. That's very generous. One thing I want to say to you all, we've heard the rendition of the morning. I looked in closets, I looked outside, I looked out the windows, I looked in the windows to the side of the bed, I went in the kitchen to see if he was getting snacks. The one thing that has never been said to us, and we know it's never been said that she called Seth to see if he contacted him, but she never says, I grabbed his cell phone, looked at it to see if he had made any outgoing calls or had any incoming calls, outgoing texts or incoming texts, and there were none. That was never included in the mother's narrative when the cell phone was sitting there plugged in the kitchen. I find that very confusing. You would check that cell phone and see who he was talking to, if anyone. Right? Misty Moon has gifted a Crime Time Buzz membership. Our family is growing and growing. We met today, 1 p.m. Eastern, and we will be together 1 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. Please thank Misty Moon and June if you receive those gifted memberships, and welcome to our family. Everyone, welcome our new family members, please. Hi, Car Guy. Sebastian Army Strong, you bet. Whispering Winds has family in the Stanley area. Interesting. You may want to let them know that. Maybe they want to help out if they are, I don't know, age or health or anything. I would love to know if they did forensics on CP's truck. And since you brought up his truck, we are going to discuss what he said about the truck. We're going to hear his own word. Boy, was he defensive. A complete criminal investigation can include searching, interviews, interrogations, evidence collection, preservation, and various methods of investigation. Yes, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things happening. And thank you for sharing that. It's telling me someone logged in. Hold on. Okay. So let's go ahead without further ado. I'm going to put the banner up for Elevated Truth. And we are going to watch. And I want to tell you this. I have never heard of Elevated Truth. And they did, oops, wrong one. They did a wonderful job because he got him in there and he got him talking. And what they need right now is this guy talking, right? So he got him talking, and it is quite an interview. We hadn't heard from them in a while. So here we go. Without further ado, we are going to watch Elevated Truth. Okay, and I'm just going to check in on all of you real quick. And Stacy Michelle is growing the family. One Crime Time Buzz family membership. Please thank Stacy for her generosity in giving one of you an opportunity to become a part of the family and be there 1 p.m. Saturdays Eastern Time. Stacy, that's very thoughtful. Thank you. And welcome to the family, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good time here. We enjoy our conversations, and we are now going to go ahead and get to it without further ado. I am going to mute myself.
Of that forbidden fruit.
If y'all want to come out and say some shit, come out and say it. Team over here that's out here just.
Yeah. I'm on my phone and the chat is going by so.
Listening, I was cooking dinner, so I was listening to you guys as you were talking. Yeah, I'm still here.
Like, I asked that shit 20 minutes ago. What are you talking
All
about?
right, guys. So I'm gonna bring Chris up. So here we go.
All right.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? I want to know what's this talk that somebody on this panel is saying that I told you that my truck was in that neighborhood the night Sebastian went missing or the night before.
That's not what was said. What was said was you said that your truck's Wi-Fi was in the cart when the cart team did their thing from on the 25th or the 26th. And I also restated that it could have very well been when you came home after Sebastian went missing.
So that would have had to been the 26th when I got to my house.
That's what
around
that's
1
what
in
we,
the afternoon.
that's what we said.
That's what we said.
Chris. That's exactly what we said.
Yeah, I said it has to have been when he was coming home from the work site.
That's
So
what was said.
My truck wasn't in the area, the vicinity. The FBI knows this. So don't speak of my truck being in that vicinity, that area, until the 26th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's what we said.
Well, not the time frame, but
Not the time frame, because we didn't know the time. But what we said was that they did it for the 25th and the 26th. So it's just as much likely that it was when he came in after Sebastian went missing.
Yeah, and that's why I was confused because I was like, "What?" And then that's why I said it had to have been when he came home.
Well, see, the
Or,
problem
whatever.
is you get a bunch of people out here. You say one thing, you mean one thing, and this, that, and another, and then it runs wild like a fucking brush fire that goes crazy.
it's true.
And here we are. We're 10 months into this. We got no leads. We got nothing. But yet we got another team over here that's out here just throwing shade left and right and a bunch of crap.
That's what we're talking about. We think it's very dangerous. People are being thrown under the bus, and nobody seems to fucking care.
Who's in the back chat?
Forgive the
Sure, I have no
language,
idea.
everyone. If you can get through it, a lot of information is garnered from this. And
It's that fucking
Elevated Truth, you
psycho.
did great. Right now, they're just talking trash.
Under Chris's name too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I see it in the back chat. Yeah.
Here we go.
So who is this person?
I don't know.
I
what
don't
you're
know.
talking about.
I do. That's the person that's attached to that woman that accused you, Clue, of having something
I
to
have
do
no
with
idea
the
who it is, to be honest.
What the hell's her name again? She was making those anti-Seth videos, and out of nowhere, she went nuts on us. Remember?
Momming it up.
You talking about momming it up?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy bitch.
That's her man in the back right now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, she even fair.
A man card. Chris, don't pull my man card and put
That changed.
Shoot, sorry.
That changes everything.
No,
that
no,
was
see, I
probably
don't
just
know.
him coming home.
Yeah, that's why I made the point to say there is no time. Right? Like, I
If
don't
that
know.
was the time frame, then the police would definitely have
like
more suspicion, you would think, right?
Yeah, because we got a problem living here if they didn't act on that. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, that's what I'm saying. That was my, once again, fair is fair, right? If we're going to bring something, you got to put it all out there. You can't just put half of it. Fair is fair. It was the 25th, 26th under my understanding. So it could have been the entire day, right? That's just what it is, but it still makes it odd. right? It also tells me, and not odd, I'll take that back. It adds a little bit to it, but it also tells me that law enforcement checked that area for any signal, which means that.
Okay, we're gonna go back.
For sure.
Oh, it got quiet real quick on that one.
I don't think
I want you all to hear that.
It's right. But my opinions are just that. And I think that I've done as much as I can to keep those off of my page because I don't want people to believe what I believe. I want people to be able to make their own decisions based on what they hear and what they see. Right. But at the end of the day, if we're to believe all the things that we've been told, then any of the three of them could have done something, and any of the three of them could have not done something. But I will say this much. There's no video of Sebastian leaving that house anywhere. There's no video of any car picking up anybody. There's only a flashlight video and maybe one or two other ones, right? And if there's nothing showing him physically leaving that neighborhood, and there's only two things that left that neighborhood that morning, what are we supposed to think?
Well, I can I can battle that because there's no footage, right? Sure, there's no footage, but it was also supposedly during the night. And law enforcement themselves have reenacted walking through to see if any footage would pick them up, and it didn't. So this idea that he, just because there's no cameras that caught him means he didn't go outside that house, I have to disagree with that.
I'm going to add, hold on, because I too am going to add on to what Granny is saying right now. Our camera that we use, our night vision camera, trumps any security camera in that entire neighborhood. And I'm talking about two grown-ass men walking out front of that house, and you can never see anything. Not a goddamn thing, bro. When people tell you, I'm here, I've been there in the middle of the night. And when people say that it is so dark, you can't see your hand in front of your face, it is not a lie.
Yeah, that's what Bobby said. Bobby Binocular said that.
Okay, well, that goes to my second point then. I'm so glad y'all said that, because although you think that you just, somehow closed that off, you absolutely didn't. Here's my thing. If that's the case, there's no light, okay? Mm-hmm. And all Sebastian had was a tiny little toy flashlight. And he allegedly didn't have any shoes on, right? You're telling me that in wet, dude grass, he didn't slip while running away from the house?
Who's to say he ran?
Well, I mean, because what do you mean? If you're walking in the dark in that neighborhood, if you go off into that terrain, you have to see the terrain. It's not possible.
Well, I don't think he went into terrain. I think we see a car light come on. I think he went into a vehicle. I think he met somebody.
I think he could have made it to Long Hollow and met somebody.
Right.
Where's the digital footprint then?
He doesn't have to have a digital footprint. It could have been it could have been anybody on the road.
How do you think people kidnapped before electronics were around?
Before electronics were around, they didn't have CART teams that could come in and figure out what phones were used, what Wi-Fi's were in the area.
Right.
Now, mind you, it was said that there were only two exterior internet sources that came in and out of the area that night. Mm-hmm. And isn't it funny how one person said one of them was his?
Yeah, that would be a little weird, for sure.
Oh, it got quiet real quick on that one.
I answered. I don't think I understand what you're. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying. That's why I'm quiet. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
He's saying supposedly on the night that Sebastian disappeared, they go through and they check like all the Wi-Fi in the area, and there was only two Wi-Fis that came in that area and left that area. Like two open networks, two traveling Wi-Fis came in and left.
Okay.
And apparently Chris claims one was his truck.
That
Boom.
night?
Assalamu alaikum. This is an urgent appeal for the people of Yemen. The suffering in Yemen right now is truly unimaginable. 79% of the population is living below the poverty line, and 65% are classified as extreme.
That
Well,
night?
they did the search for that night. So.
Why would Chris's truck be there?
I mean,
this is the first time hearing of this, so that's why I'm like, what?
Me too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't really comment on it because I don't know anything about it.
Well,
it could have been the 25th through the 26th. I don't know. I mean,
25th through 26th still means that allegedly he wasn't in town.
I mean,
the 26th,
the 26th he would have been.
Right.
Oh, right. The 26th he would have been. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the comment went something like, those dumb assholes didn't even know that it was my truck.
Wow. Lazy Wolf, you can't ask me what time because I don't know.
That's
I don't know what time.
That's really weird because, like, so you're saying it's like a hot spot that came in and out.
Yes.
And that's really weird because you have to turn those on. They're not just on. You have to turn them on. They're not just on willy-nilly.
I'm just telling you what was said. Right?
Yeah,
Like, I can't stand by it.
It's really hard for me. It's really hard for me. I'm in tech. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard for me to believe that. And not that you're not telling the truth. I just don't know the source of that. It's hard for me to. Okay, so it's hard for me to believe that. Then it's hard for me to believe Chris. Yeah, not you, truth.
Right.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I don't disagree with you, but it would make you ask the question, why would Chris say that?
Yeah, it wouldn't. It absolutely would. Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
It was said privately, y'all. And it was said to more than one person on this panel. So I'll leave it at that. It wasn't, and it was said at two different times. It wasn't said at the same time.
I mean, is Queen still here?
I don't know.
She might be feeding the dogs or something.
Yeah, at this point, I'm walking my cat. I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, truth. I can't really.
But would that not throw your head for a loop when you hear that?
Well, it is. That's why I really don't have a response, because I really need to process that, because it truly doesn't make sense, because Chris is basically saying his truck was in the vicinity and he turned his hotspot on during that time.
Now, let me say this, because Granny made a good point. It could have been that they did the 25th and the 26th, and because he came home on the 26th, it showed up.
Right.
Right.
Oh, so it's not during the time frame.
I believe they tested the 25th through the 26th, which is the time frame that he allegedly went missing. So if you say
it wasn't in the middle of the night.
We don't know that.
Okay, I gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
But the response, my point wasn't so much his internet. It was the response of, these stupid motherfuckers don't even know it was my truck.
Well, and not only that, but I mean, truth be told, he does have an alibi, right? Like,
yeah, right.
So
does he?
Yeah.
Well, I
think
don't
so.
know. I mean, even other people, like Steph's private PIs.
Yep.
They verified it. Steph's tip line verified to me that Steph was definitely at work. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, it must not be too airtight if they're not clearing anybody. But as far as I understand, he's pretty much accounted for.
And let me say this: I don't personally think that Chris was involved in Sebastian's disappearance. I don't. You know what I mean? I think that he may know about it now, maybe, but I don't think he had anything to do with Sebastian going missing directly anyway.
I don't either. I don't either. I think that he is protective of his wife.
Yes.
I agree.
I feel like, though, is that if he did really know something without a doubt, I feel like they would get it out of him. Like, if that's true, if there's a chance that either of them
Chris
did
is
something,
coming
they
on.
know it won't be long before FBI does as well, right? Like, so time will tell, obviously, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't fucking know them, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything to do with anything. I truly don't.
I don't either.
I truly don't.
I've stood by that for a long time.
And if he said my Wi-Fi, my truck, whatever to you or whoever, I don't know, but I would imagine it would be when he was arriving from the work site, right? I mean, that's what I would think. I thought you guys were talking about during the missing time frame, like let's say 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
That's what I thought too.
That changes everything.
No,
that
no,
was
see, I
probably
don't
just
know
him coming
that.
home.
Yeah, that's why I made the point to say there is no time. Right. Like, I
if
don't
that
know.
was the time frame, then the police would definitely have
like
more suspicion, you would think, right?
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? If you're checking your phone, stop that. Instead, try this technique from the mind science pioneer, Jose Silva. You see, when we're awake, our brain is at what is called beta, the waking level. But when we wake up in the morning, our brain is actually at a different altered state of mind called the alpha frequency. At the alpha frequency,
Yeah, because we got a problem living here if they didn't act on that. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, that's what I'm saying. That was my, once again, fair is fair, right? If we're going to bring something, you got to put it all out there. You can't just put half of it. Fair is fair. It was the 25th, 26th under my understanding. So it could have been the entire day, right? That's just what it is. But it's. So it won't even let, it says they will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream, Chris.
So you probably have to give permission, right? Like you know how like it's like, please give permission to your camera and mic. Kind of thing.
He's been on panels before.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm here. I'm listening. I was cooking dinner, so I was listening to you guys as you were talking. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just kind of taking it all in. To be honest with you, who was trying to come up?
All right, I'm about to
How you
bring.
gonna wait 20 minutes? How did I say that 20 minutes ago? Talking about if Queen's still even in here, she can come in. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Somebody just asked in the chat, large Marge or something said, "Am I still here?" Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was answering me.
So,
I was like, I asked that shit 20 minutes ago. What is you talking about?
All right, guys. So I'm gonna bring Chris up. So here we go.
All right.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? I want to know what's this talk that somebody on this panel is saying that I told you that my truck was in that neighborhood the night Sebastian went missing or the night before.
That's not what was said. What was said was you said that your truck's Wi-Fi was in the cart when the cart team did their thing from on the 25th or the 26th. And I also restated that it could have very well been when you came home after Sebastian went missing.
So that would have to been the 26th when I got to my house.
That's what
afternoon.
we said.
That's what we said.
Chris. That's exactly what we said.
Yeah, I said it has to have been when he was coming home from the work site.
That's what was said.
My truck wasn't in the area, the vicinity. The FBI knows this. So don't speak of my truck being in that vicinity, that area, until the 26th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's what we said.
Well, not the time frame, but
not the time frame because we didn't know the time. But what we said was that they did it for the 25th and the 26th. So it's just as much likely that it was when he came in after Sebastian went missing.
Yeah, and that's why I was confused because I was like, what? And then that's why I said it had to have been when he came home.
Well, see, the problem is you get a bunch of people out here. You say one thing, you mean one thing, and this, that, and another, and then it runs wild like a fucking brush fire that goes crazy.
It's true.
And here we are. We're 10 months into this. We got no leads. We got nothing. But yet we got another team over here that's out here just throwing shade left and right and a bunch of crap.
That's what we're talking about. We think it's very dangerous. People are being thrown under the bus and nobody seems to fucking care.
Who's in the back chat?
I have no idea. Hold on.
It's that fucking psycho.
Um,
Under Chris's name too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Proud
Yeah.
for it.
I see it in the back chat. Yeah.
So
I don't-
who is this person?
I
I
don't
don't.
I do. That's the person that's attached to that woman that accused you, Clue, of having something
I
to
have
do
no
with
idea who it is, to be honest with you.
What the hell's her name again? She was making in the back right now.
What? Them to let MK Ultra in.
And you need a bit.
Well, I
It ain't
blocked
my
the
show to. It ain't my show to control who gets in and who gets out.
I wouldn't let them in for anything. Those people are fucking sus as
So
hell.
I'm not even going to pay attention to that. What I want to talk about is what we're doing up here, right? The point of this situation is that all of the bullshit has got to fucking stop. All of it. The putting shit behind the scenes for creators to talk about. Seth needs to stop it. Chris and Katie need to stop it.
Well, hold on.
And
Let me stop you there because we ain't putting stuff out behind the scenes.
Bullshit.
Well, Chris, can I
What
ask
are
you
we?
about
Hold
the
on. What are we
fans?
putting out behind the
Hey,
scenes?
Chris, don't put me in this position. Don't do it. Do not pull my man card. Chris, don't pull my man card and put me in this position.
I ain't pulling anybody's man card.
Chris, I'm going to ask you one more time. Do not put me in this position.
Well, the way you're making it sound is a little odder than it may be true. So maybe instead of getting like that with him, because he may not know what you're referring to, because to be
Yes,
honest,
he does.
but it's for Sebastian, right?
I'm not up here to have an issue with you, Chris. I just sat here and said, I don't think you have anything to do with the disappearance of your stepson. But do not put me in the position of you saying that there's not shit being pushed behind closed doors when you know damn well there has been.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there ain't a thing out there that we're afraid of. We
I don't
haven't
think there
done
is either.
anything. Hold on. Let me finish. Because this isn't about fucking sides. Once again, when all these creators can get past this shit and finally focus back on Sebastian, then the case might go somewhere. But it won't go anywhere if everybody is out here putting different narratives out there that don't need to be out there.
We all agree on that.
Right, but that includes
So once
everybody,
again,
Chris.
Yeah, that includes everybody. And I'm going to tell you something. If you come at me sideways or you come at my family sideways, you can bet your tail that when we bring the proof, it's proof.
Bring the proof.
It's plain and
Bring
simple.
the proof.
Well, that's the thing, Chris. No one is
I don't
accusing
throw shade at people. I bring the proof. That's the difference.
About what?
Whatever. If y'all want to come out and say some shit, come out and say it.
Who is said? What are you worried about someone saying? Like,
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't know.
That's
I don't
the
know. Hold
problem.
on. I don't know
That's
how
the
much
problem.
you said.
Because you all come out and say different things, and you all have your little riddle ways of putting shit out there.
I think you're confusing us with different people. Never have we done riddles.
Truth
Never.
out there yesterday or the other day said some stuff about Katie.
Like what, Chris? Open that can.
I don't have the exact quote on me, okay?
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Almighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there will be no
Sounds defensive a little bit, right? He does not want that truck talked about unless we are talking about the fact that it was there at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Okay? Little defensive, in my opinion. I'm not an investigator, but if I were and someone were that defensive, I would want to look into it. But I am not an investigator. I'm just giving my own opinion, and I want to know what proof he's going to bring. What proof does he have? I believe I heard a little fear as well. Let's keep going.
Well, if you're going to accuse me on my phone, be willing to back it up.
I am willing to back it up. If I had the exact quote, I would give it to you.
What was it about?
In regards to whether or not Katie was there or her going to the school looking for Sebastian.
You mean my question of why did Katie go to the school? Is it because Sebastian had maybe missed the bus and had walked there at some point? You're upset about that?
The way it was projected made it sound like you're questioning why did she even go to the school in the first place?
That's exactly what I was asking. Why?
Because she's a mother who has a son that goes to that school.
Right.
Why wouldn't you go to the school and look for your kid?
I would agree with that.
Why?
I would have gone there too.
I would have done the same.
My question was my question was there a history of Sebastian walking to school, which is why she first thought, let me go to the school. Now, if you took that as me being disrespectful, that wasn't what it was. It was, why was her first thought go to the school? It's a simple question.
Right. And it's a simple, logical answer to think about, too.
Okay.
It is a Monday morning. He was supposed to be at school. So, just like any other parent out there who has children, they're going to do the exact same thing.
I mean, if my child was missing, I would be out screaming from the rooftops for him.
And you're saying that she's not.
I'm absolutely saying she is not out screaming from the rooftops for her child.
What you don't know happens behind closed doors.
That's not screaming from the rooftops.
Wait a minute.
If no one can hear her.
The problem is every time that somebody comes out and does something or says something, it gets twisted and turned in such a negative light. It doesn't matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
It's true. 100%.
I don't disagree with you on that. But when
so once again, you're out here saying this.
Hold on. No, I'm out here saying this because I've said that. Hold on. I've said this to you and Katie personally, have I not?
You have, Truth.
Okay.
Hold on. You're not here in this situation. You're not seeing the whole picture.
Hold on. Now, when I had that conversation with you, was it one conversation, 10 conversations?
Truth, we've had several conversations.
Okay. Now, did I ever have that conversation with you with any ill intent whatsoever?
No.
Okay.
Not well.
So why are you mad at me?
Let me.
Why are you mad? Because I'm asking questions.
Assalamu alaikum. This is an urgent appeal for the people of Yemen. The suffering in Yemen right now is truly
because I want
mad.
Just
Hold
like
on.
You want
well, let me answer
Sebastian to be home.
I mean,
let me answer your question.
To talk, Truth. To be fair.
So, automatically, my phone has been blowing up ever since you started talking about my truck. So it's shit like that when it's put out there and you don't have the right information, which I'm pretty sure I've told you that before.
I said exactly what you just said.
There. Once again, are you going to let me finish?
If you'll listen to what I say and repeat it correctly,
I was trying to, but I was trying to finish my statement.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
So I've told you this before. And the cat's out of the bag. FBI looked into me a long time ago. They've tracked my whereabouts with no problems. So when you come out here and somebody makes a statement, and then once again, like I've said before, you say something and 50,000 people take it and they run with it and they twist and turn it. And you could bet your sweet ass this conversation will be twisted within less than probably an hour of the show being over, if not twisted now.
It's twisted now.
Oh, somebody's live. Somebody's live.
Yeah, but here's
they're
the
all
thing.
in the chat.
It doesn't matter how people. It doesn't matter how people twist it, right? Like they're going to.
For
twist
you, it doesn't
everything.
matter because you're not living this life that we live.
Are you going to let me finish?
Plain and simple.
Are you going to let me finish? Because I'm listening to you, right? You cannot come on here and act like I'm doing something wrong because I'm paying attention to you and Katie, and you have no problem with everybody throwing shade at Seth. You have no problem with that. Okay, you can't come on here and pick apart something I'm saying because you don't agree with it now, but you sit there and have no problem with people attacking Seth. Okay,
I have problems when I gave you the truth. I have a problem when I gave you the truth.
What truth? What truth?
I told you about my truck.
Is that not what I just said on my live? I literally said what you said. So why are you arguing with me about that?
Because there's a lot of questions about it. Because
that has nothing to do with me. I said word for word what you said.
No, you didn't. Because it wasn't, well, my truck would have been there the 25th or the 26th.
That's not what I said.
There is no question about me on the 25th. I didn't show up until at least 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 26th, period.
Can you just clarify the situation, Chris? Like what exactly? You show up on the 26th, they go for open networks. Like what was the story, just so it doesn't go further? And
so on the 26th, when I got there, okay, I went and talked to the detective. Probably, I don't know, I wasn't even home maybe in 30 minutes. And I went and talked to the detectives. Okay. Later on that day, I mean, there was, like we've said before, there's been people in and out of that house quite often. They brought in their special little tools and their gadgets, and they do what they do. When they saw that there was my truck's internet on their system, they were like, well, this is a new one. Well, no shit, because it's my truck.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
My truck doesn't need to be in anybody's conversations about where it was, when it was, and how it was.
Chris, did you hear me say that I don't believe that Chris had anything to do with Sebastian? Okay, so then in saying that, when I spoke about your truck, do you think I was insinuating that you had something to do with Sebastian's disappearance?
No, I mean, that's not what I said.
I know. So my point is, it was said that your truck was there. I explained that they did because you told me that they did the geofencing thing for the 25th and 26th. Okay. Am I right?
I didn't tell you exactly what dates. I told you when they did it. However, what I'm telling you is don't insinuate my truck or me on the 25th or the morning of the 26th.
I didn't. So why are you still stuck on that?
I mean, truth, to be fair, like I'm really trying to focus on the chat because I know we have trolls. And there are people saying that you kind of were insinuating. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of felt that too.
And that's why I was confused. I was like, what? I really was.
Why me and Bonnie were both like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like,
Go back and say what I said.
Hold on. You do have a way of saying things like this mysterious fucking chocolate in a like fucking Valentine box. Like, what the fuck am I gonna get? I don't know until I bite. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, you do insinuate when you speak.
I mean, I guess what's okay is that we can grill Seth to the end, but we can't grill Chris and we can't grill Katie.
No, I don't think anybody's saying that.
No,
hold on. I'm gonna stand. I have the right to say my own opinion. I'm not saying y'all agree with me, right? But it's interesting to me that
save more when you get Cox Internet and one unlimited Cox mobile line for just $80 a month. All with Wi-Fi equipment included and no annual contract.
Seth has been accused of horrible things with Katie. Seth has been accused of being abusive. Hold on. Can I finish, please? Just 1 second. Seth has been accused of being physically abusive to Sebastian. Chris has been accused of these things. But what we're arguing is a truck being in the area. That's what made you jump up here. Not all the other accusations. But
so
the way that
we'll address that real quick. It's real simple. What goes on in our family is not the public's business. We're not going to sit here, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you what in the world goes on or what happened in the past or any of that nature. That is not the public's business. I'm not going to sit up here and do what Seth did. That's not happening.
So, wait.
I don't care if it offends or hurts somebody's feelings that, God forbid, the parent between Seth and I'm not going to sit here and bash Seth. I'm not going to sit here and put out personal information. That's nobody's business. How many people out there in all of these things have all said the same thing, that it should have never happened? And it's correct. It shouldn't have.
I agree.
It doesn't do anything.
Well, and comparing what Seth goes through, there's a shit ton more people that are accusing Chris and Katie. Look at them in your chat. Fucking
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, hold on.
It's wild in there. Like,
it is.
I mean,
and then you're saying, oh, Seth doesn't care if people talk about him. Tell me he fucking doesn't when I'm paying a lawyer for an injunction.
yeah, that's a lie.
And on top of it,
A bold-faced lie. He cares.
well, I will say this, truth. You and I, we've had our conversations, and we respect each other enough to understand we don't always agree, and we don't always disagree.
For sure.
But when your chat and my phone blows up with the perception of what you were, I'm not saying you're directly insinuating it, but even the fact of the way it came out was enough that my phone blew up.
Listen, here's the thing.
And that's a serious issue, man.
The serious issue is that Sebastian's missing. That's the serious issue. Your phone blowing up doesn't
that's
mean
the
a damn.
top priority. That's not
Honestly, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but for people to be hitting your phone up, that tells me there's a lot of people on YouTube that have your fucking phone number.
No, just a lot of people have Facebook Messenger.
Well, maybe that, but my point is, I'm not responsible for the chat. Okay, I haven't even been paying attention to the chat because they've been saying just as much nasty shit about me in my chat. Okay, I'm talking to you. I've been talking to you through my message, or through my lives. I've been talking to Katie through my lives. I've done it behind the scenes and personal. There is absolutely nothing, and Chris, you've got to be able to agree with me on this. There's nothing that I've said up here on this panel that you and I haven't talked about before.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
So I'm not up here. Listen, I'm not up here to smear you or smear Katie or smear Seth. Okay, that's not my goal.
Smear. Listen, it's not a smear. It's the fact of an insinuation or the way that people perceive it. And what do? They're going to turn around and they're going to blow up the phone lines, the tip lines, and push this narrative that is so false. That's what they're going to do.
But hasn't that been the same thing, the little bit of information that you and Katie have put out to creators done to Seth?
Actually, no, we don't put out false information about Seth.
I didn't say false, just information in general.
I mean, to be fair, if it's information that should be known about Seth, isn't that worth it?
Why doesn't that work the same? Why doesn't that work the same way for Chris and Katie, though?
Well, if it's actual factual information, sure, put it out and call law enforcement. Go for it.
I mean, listen, you know just as well as I know.
This ain't about tit for tat of what he did in the past, what she's done in the past, what I've done in the past. Who cares? This ain't about our characters. This is about finding Sebastian.
But I think, unfortunately,
and if we go tit for tat about, well, Seth did this, Katie said that, I did this, and blah, blah, blah. Once again, it doesn't find Sebastian.
But who put that information out there for everybody to know? If it doesn't matter, why was it ever put out there in the first place?
Well, how many times have you asked us about something about Seth and we've never told you?
Rarely.
Same concept.
Rarely.
Nope.
I mean, honestly, listen, here's the thing. It's not about me wanting you to be bashed, Katie to be bashed, or Seth. I don't want any of the parents to be bashed. But I also, don't tell me what to do with my channel because I'm not doing any crap. I'm simply bringing up conversation, Chris, the same conversations that I've had with you personally. I'm not talking about anything that I haven't talked to you and Katie about. So to assume that I'm coming on here and making shit up or pushing a narrative is bullshit because I'm not. And you just said yourself.
Can I show you something that kind of messed me up? This is a ribbon. that represents 100 years. And depending on how old you are when you're watching this, you've probably already lived about a third of your life. So this is gone. And unfortunately, most people don't make it to 100 years old. We only make it till about.
Everything I've said, I've spoke to you about already. So to insinuate.
For fair use, I just want to come in here and talk to y'all for a second. It does sound to me, in my humble opinion, that he is nervous this time and at this time. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. I want you to form your own opinions, okay? The thing that's most disappointing to me is he's been up there for quite a while, and he's just now starting to mention Sebastian. And, you know, that's why he should be up there. Shouldn't be up there about himself, his truck, who cares? If you have nothing to hide, you would not have any reason to come up and tell people to be quiet about your truck. You would have if you have nothing to hide, in my opinion, you wouldn't run to the Texas Roadhouse to ask for the footage. Because you would know there's nothing on it that anyone could see that you need to see, because it has nothing to do with it. And just like this, okay? You wouldn't be up there screaming about a truck. You'd say, oh, let him, who cares? I'm going to go hang a flyer. I'm going to go search. That's what you would do. You wouldn't care what everyone's saying about you unless, if something, in my opinion, is said about you, it could be dangerous for you, in my opinion. Let's keep going. Seth goes live in about, oh, thank you so much, Daisy Crowns. That's so nice of you. A Kaleidoscope, we're glad you're here. I want you all to know Seth's going live in 1 hour and 6 minutes, okay? Just so you know that. We're going to keep going.
That I'm putting out some type of narrative that is you don't know about or you don't whatever. That's not the case. My questions have come up based on the conversations that we've had, right? And at the end of the day, I will stand on this again. And I won't go into it any further out of respect. I have been very careful about speaking on Sebastian at all and why there were decisions being made, because I think it is extremely important to protect a child, right? I also think that if the general public knew some of the things, they would understand why you and Katie and Seth were making the decisions you were making or attempting to make. Would you agree?
I'm not going to sit here and go over that.
I respect that.
What I will agree with is simply this. Having a conversation is one thing. Having questions is one thing. But when your chat, which, I mean, no, you're not responsible for everybody. That's completely understandable. But as one creator has even stated, sometimes the way you say something almost seems like you push something in a different direction.
I just think it's frustrating to certain people that I won't push their direction.
I don't have a direction other than finding Sebastian and bringing him home.
I didn't say you.
That's what I have a problem with. Is why is everybody so worried about the bullshit? And that's literally what it is, bullshit. Instead of actual finding Sebastian.
Well, to be fair, Chris, without all the information, it's kind of hard, right?
Right, but there's no new information. I wish there was. There's nothing.
And because there's nothing, I think a lot of people are filling
is,
it
right?
with bullshit, right? They're filling the void with the gossip and the bullshit and those.
Well, now a creator's involved. I mean, so yeah.
Well,
this is the
yeah.
shit that's going on.
I think when there's a divide, somebody's going to fill the gap with something, right? And that's what we see day in and day out.
You know, and I see a lot of comments, and I see a lot of comments about Katie, let Katie speak. And, you know, using the Texas Roadhouse video footage as an example, she was picked apart simply for looking for a waitress, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Like they picked that apart for weeks, or well, not weeks, but over a week. I kind of understand.
Worst breakfast for your waistline.
Oatmeal's healthy, right?
There's
There's a
nothing
lot
good
of
in
ads.
oatmeal.
Hold
Most
on.
oats cross-react with gluten, and almost all oats in the United States have glyphosate. They're one of the best ways I've found to fatten people.
What about granola?
Deceptively labeled as health food.
Why she wouldn't, anything she does, she rubs her leg and people think something. Like, I kind of understand where she's coming from there. It's a lot. People really tear her apart, you guys.
And see,
well, hold on, and let me defend something real quick. People tear all of us apart. All of us.
That's facts.
People are tearing people apart in these shows for no reason. Now they're going after a pastor.
That is crazy. That is
Excuse
absolutely
me, like help me understand how going after a pastor is going to help find Sebastian. How is bashing Seth, Katie, myself, my parents, and God forbid anybody else involved? How is it finding Sebastian? People are people in this world. And guess what? There's not one soul that is perfect. We all have our imperfections. But that's what makes this world go round. Because if it was perfect, it would be very boring. And people would not want to communicate with each other because we're all perfect. But we're not. In return, look, have some compassion. Learn to accept things. Like, there's answers that we all want, and we just don't get.
Not yet, anyway.
Exactly. And we want nothing more than to have them. Sebastian to be home. That's what's important here.
Yeah, but you got to understand when there's a missing child and they're, like you said, tearing people apart, when people feel there's inconsistencies in stories, and people are going to dissect that. That's what this sector does.
I know. And the sad part is because the whole story cannot come out.
Right.
Because law enforcement doesn't want things out. You know, there are people out there that want to take one thing and twist it and shove it into a direction which they don't need it to be going, but they're doing it anyways. For what reasons? It ain't my business. But it sure in the world doesn't help find Sebastian. This community, true crime, and all these creators out there, they could do so much
amazing things.
Yes. Everybody
Absolutely.
can. And I've had this conversation with several people. They could do so much better. They really can.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that.
And instead of just going after each other,
This is where the tides turn. He starts talking about Sebastian. And in my opinion, it's because he couldn't get ahead on top of the conversation, in my opinion. Okay? So I hadn't heard yet. Has he said yet about the grieving mother? Can someone put a yes if he said it and a no if he hasn't? About the grieving mother? Yes. Tina Vaughn, do you recall when they said that they had a digital footprint at night, said they had a digital footprint from someone tied to Sebastian's case? I'm wondering if this is that digital footprint. Know about the rooftop. Okay. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate you. So I wonder if this is the digital footprint that they saw Head, Scott, or if there's more. Okay, thank you, Tam. Here, we're going to keep going. I want to thank Pamela. Welcome to the family. Everyone thank Pamela. And Get Lockard's been a member for 1 month. Thank you so much for your loyalty and support. And you say, thank you for recognizing your chatters. You rock. You are so welcome. I enjoy talking to all of you. I really do. I appreciate each of you being here. I really enjoy our time together. And Get Lockard, thank you for recognizing that. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Let's keep going. Renee, I want to just address that because Tony addressed it last night. Seth did receive a phone call saying they thought KP had dropped off Sebastian's clothes to Goodwill. Seth went down there. They were baby clothes, and he was not sure if it was KP who dropped them off, but he didn't think they were Sebastian's. Just so you know. But it did happen that he got the call from someone who thought they had seen Katie, or allegedly she did or not. I don't know. But he ran down there. That part's true. But it is the part that isn't accurate is that they were not Sebastian's. He thought because they were baby clothes. But he has no idea if it was KP or not. Okay? Yes, games and pay at the table. $1.99 a game. Thank you, Letitia. Or thank you, whoever said that. The chat's going so fast. I'm sorry. Whoever said that about the gaming, yes. The black thing on the table at Texas Roadhouse allows you to play games for $1.99, and I think that's why Sebastian pointed to it. He was asking Mom, in my opinion, to play. I know. You saw my video. Set Yourself Free. We did a live on it. I have a photo. Actually, it's probably a Facebook photo, so I'll share it with you all tomorrow. I'll load it up for tomorrow's live. And it's of the step socks with a green heart under them saying Freedom Church. So yes, they do attend there. Let's keep going. And I'll share that with you tomorrow. I'll remind myself to share that.
And I mean, I've even heard creators going after creators, for their own personal reasons. That's their choice. But when it comes to this community and finding these children, Sebastian.
If you're a woman who owns a business, then you need a virtual assistant.
He's got a lot of ads.
And not just any virtual assistant, you need a doer. Outsource Doers train and match virtual assistants with female entrepreneurs in all types of businesses. We're the best.
Sebastian,
did we lose you?
I think you cut out.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. But all of these kids that are missing, all these creators can do so much.
Well, and a lot of us do, Chris.
I know, and that's why I'm not bashing.
No,
I'm
just
saying.
I know.
Everybody came together. God, it could be an unstoppable force.
I agree, but it's hard to do when we're told half truths and lies, like from one and the other. And we don't know you. I've never spoken to you ever.
I'm sorry. Who am I talking with?
That's Body Moving.
Body Moving.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. Like you don't know me. Like it's totally fine. It's hard, and people, I'm not doing this, but people do feel the void. They fill it with nonsense.
I know. And it sucks.
And
it sucks
because
we can't come out and say certain things either.
No, I know. I can't imagine. Like, I really can't.
I will say that is a true statement that Chris just said. Once again, this isn't, I want to be very clear about my reasoning for this live tonight. Okay. it wasn't to bash anybody. I'm absolutely glad, Chris, that you came up here and spoke, right? I'm not mad at you. I don't have any hostility towards you. Okay.
No, I respect it. I mean, for the record, we do respect each other. So
for sure, for sure we do. And we've always had that. Oh, and to be honest with you, the people in the chat are going to say and do what they're going to do. I think ultimately the issue,
and it's really sad.
It is. But ultimately the issue is that, you say something that really gets under me sometimes, Chris, and that's that you say, well, it's our personal life. We don't want to talk about it, but y'all came to social media asking for social media's help. You know what I mean? And with that,
asking for help is one thing, but being torn apart is another.
Bro.
Well, hold on.
That's
Let me finish.
different. They came to social media to ask for help looking for their son, not
to solve a case,
not CPS reports. And I mean, come on.
And last time I checked, there's not one show where we came onto a show or myself came onto a show and turned it into a bash session. I didn't do that. Not gonna do it.
How about web sleuths?
And quite frankly, I'm pretty confident when I say this. It's team, let's find Sebastian. Let's bring him home. I don't care about the BS. I don't. But bringing our kid home is the most important thing to all three parents. Once again, all three of us.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Is there any way, and I understand if the answer is no, is there any way that there can be a work together between the parents anymore? Is that so far gone that it can't happen?
I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to cut that off. Because quite honestly, if that's what it takes to bring Sebastian home, then that's what we need to do.
Absolutely.
But I'm pretty sure there would have to be some sort of an agreement between the three parents.
So what can we do, or is there anything we can do as a community to help with that happening?
Yes, and it's not going to happen. And I respect the fact that you asked it. The bashing has to stop. Period.
So you think that if the bashing stops, both against you and Katie and against Seth, that there would be
everyone.
Right.
Everyone.
Well, my point is, if that were to occur, are you saying that you would be willing to sit down with you, Katie, Seth, and talk things out?
We'd have it would be tough. Don't get me wrong.
It could be mediated, though. I mean,
I
right?
would say a mediation could be involved.
I think that would be really beneficial. I really do.
That's a beautiful statement. That is a beautiful fucking statement. And I hope there's some thought put into that.
I would like to share with you a update from X regarding this very topic of CP, KP, and Seth working together. It's very important. And then we can get back to it. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I appreciate you choosing to spend your Saturday night with me. We're going to all head over to, yeah, that's coming up, right, CB? We're going to all head over to Seth's here in a little while. Okay. At Night is aware that Christopher Proudfoot, the stepfather of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and husband to Katie Proudfoot, appeared on a YouTube panel where he made several false claims. One notably false assertion was that Dog the Bounty Hunter did not attempt to contact him, which is demonstrably untrue. Additionally, Mr. Proudfoot expressed an interest in collaborating with Mr. Rogers. That's Seth. This is in bold. At Night and its partners will not offer assistance to individuals who are central figures in an ongoing criminal investigation, including Mrs. Katie Proudfoot, her husband Christopher Proudfoot, or their associates. So let's pause there for a second. So this tells us, since they will not offer assistance to individuals who are central figures in an ongoing criminal investigation, this reveals to us that Sebastian Rogers' father, Seth Rogers, is not a central figure in this ongoing criminal investigation. However, individuals who are central figures in the ongoing criminal investigation that At Night and its partners will not offer assistance to are KP, CP, or their associates. Very, very telling. Now, let me go ahead and stop the screen. I'm going to put our video back up, but very telling, isn't it? So they are not willing to work with them. In my opinion, the only reason they are wanting to do that now, in my opinion, alleged, I'm theorizing, is because for the last 9 months, in my opinion, they thought game over. Everything, all eyes were off of everyone, in my opinion. Okay? And now, in my opinion, because law enforcement's meeting with Seth 4 times in 12 days. Hi, keep up the chatter. And hi, Justin for all. We're going to be heading over to Seth soon. But because law enforcement has met with them 4 days in the last 12 and speak with him daily, I think the tides are turning a little bit. And that may be the reason you're feeling allegedly you might be nervous or wanting to collaborate or finally align with Seth. But we just read that At Night will not do that because they do not represent people who are central figures in an ongoing criminal investigation. And that's why they will not represent CP and KP or their associates, but they do represent Seth Rogers. So we know Seth Rogers is not a central figure in this ongoing criminal investigation. Let's go ahead and get back to it. Thank you all for being here.
I mean, like I said, I told Seth the day at that school, when everybody thought I was, was going to do a nasty little argument, it never happened. It was a very calm, respected talk between us two. Do I think
Harry thinking
there's a way that things can change and work? Sure. But there has to be a lot of change to be done.
I would agree with you on that. But I'm glad to hear that you're not closed off to that, because I think 10 months into this, I mean, what's been occurring isn't working. Would you agree?
Yeah, but you have to admit truth. Actions, like words. In my opinion, Chris has already proved that working with Seth was not off the table a long effing time ago. Seth is the one who reneged on that. Period.
Well, hold on. Here's my point.
I'm sorry.
Right, but here's my point to what I'm saying. Is that now it's being said on a platform that if y'all stop with the bashing, then they could possibly sit down and talk. And if you can't, hold on. If you care about bashing
that, Seth is grown, bro.
To
That's
say
a
the
grown
whole of
ass
YouTube needs to
Can I
stop bashing
finish?
for these three adults to put their egos aside and work. Don't put that shit on us.
Well, hold on.
Do what you have to do
right.
for
Like,
fashion. Don't put it on us.
May I please say something real quick? So I hear what Granny is saying, and I've heard a lot of what the other creators and actually quite all the creators have said, done, whatever, and each other have put quite a bit of each other through, to be honest with you. You know, no, I would not say that the three of us working together should have anything to do with YouTube creators on their own channels doing their own thing. We don't have any grounds to control that. We are not parents of creators. Never going to be, not going to try to be one. That's not an option because everybody's an adult and everybody was responsible for what they choose to do.
Right, and it's just not realistic. Is really what I was saying. Like, it's not.
No,
realistic.
it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. The
goal.
stuff that has happened, you know, court documents, which, you know, I'm still so lost a lot on, but all of this stuff that's flying out there, like okay, that for me, Katie and Seth, the only thing I can personally ask is if the bashing would just please stop. For Christ's sakes, just stop. Stop bringing people into things that have nothing to do with anything. It doesn't make any sense. But with creators, they choose what they want to do. That's their shows. That's, for some of them, that's their livelihood.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, unfortunately, is like, it's unfortunate that like a child being missing is part of how someone, and it's not just children, it's true crime within itself is very interesting. Yes. And there's a fine line, you know what I mean? There's a real fine line, and that's not the point of conversation, you know. And let me say something, and without getting interrupted, please, by everybody. I am very aware that my point of view on this situation is not the you know popular one on quote this side, right? And y'all can have an issue with what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, I'm always going to try to make conversation happen, right? And conversation has to happen in order for people to talk, right? And so you don't have to like what I'm saying. You don't have to like my point of view. I really could give a shit less. But conversation is how you get things settled. When me and Chris have had an issue, what have we done? Chris, we've gotten on the phone to talk, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. For example, Clue. When you and I have had an issue, what do? We get on the phone, we talk, right?
We fucking scream, but sure, if it's talking to you.
Right, yeah, we'll do that. Now, let me just ask you this, Chris, while everybody's trying to beat my head over here, which is fine. The last time you and I had a phone conversation and we talked about, you know, I felt like it was time that some people started talking a little bit.
Right.
And we had talked about it quite a bit. And I said to you, well, it's going to come a time and point that I'm going to speak on my feelings. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you think I have been disrespectful with the way that I've spoke about my feelings?
No, nobody has the right to determine how you feel. That is your choice. That is you. That's what makes you truth as the person. Anybody that tries to control somebody's mind, feelings, other than, you know, your personal loved ones, because, you know, but whatever.
That's different.
Yeah, exactly. But other than, hey, you know, but outside of that purview, you can't control people's thoughts. You can't control their feelings. And I'm not asking to control anybody. I'm asking just a simple thing. Stop bashing.
PTSD brought a new struggle into my life that I totally was not prepared to handle.
It's made it very difficult to be a part of the normal society.
A lot of times I would be having a panic attack in meetings, and I got very good at hiding it.
During the era that I
That's it.
And
I've
you've
been
been asking
asking
for
for
that
this
for a
for
while.
a long time. Long time. You know, I'm not saying nobody doesn't have the right to have questions. I'm not saying that. Everybody has the right to have their own questions. What I don't feel is right is to try to answer those questions with misinformation, disinformation, or something people don't know anything about.
Well, if I may, can
Yes,
I
ma'am.
ask a question that led to misinformation and disinformation? Can you explain the emails that were released, or at least the, the context of them? Because there's been a lot of gossip around them.
In regards to the schools, correct?
Yes.
Yes. I'll answer that because quite honestly, I'm sick and tired of listening to people come up with the craziness.
Me too.
All those emails are to show are that the parents worked together. We'd had a decent relationship. It wasn't like it was a very one-sided, the whole relationship. No, between the three parents, it was co-parenting existed. It did. You know, we came up with an idea. Seth came up with some ideas. At no point in time has one parent or parents decided on one idea and said, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, that's what we're doing. That hasn't happened. That's not how you co-parent. Co-parenting is talking, being able to have a conversation with the other parent and respecting what they say. You don't have to always like what each other says, but respecting each other and listening to each other to come up with a unified answer. That is very important when it comes to co-parenting.
May I ask
that's what the emails were about. Co-parenting.
Thank you. May I also ask at what point after Sebastian's disappearance did that change so drastically then? Was it the GoFundMe? Was it just build up tensions? Do you even know where this went so far left?
I know where it went far left. And be honest, that's not going to answer anything. It's not going to.
Okay.
That's in the past. It is what it is. It needs to be let go of. Look, if I sit here and say it started on X, Y, and Z, all that does is allow people to say, see, back when X, Y, and Z started, this is when it changed. And that's not, once again, that goes against what I'm asking. Please, I'm respectfully asking the whole true crime community, for God's sake, stop.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
And I have a question. Nobody needs to answer this question. But think about this in your own head and in your own hearts, for Christ's sakes. Okay? What happens if it was you?
I ask myself that all the time. I do.
How would you feel as a parent? You sit back and you see all this crap take place, but you don't live it.
Hell no, I'm gonna tell you right now, Chris. I'm gonna tell you right now, these motherfuckers. Hey, won't nobody else answer the question? I will. These motherfuckers couldn't do it. I promise you, they couldn't. Because you let one other.
Hey, you all. I know we still have a little bit more to go, but I want to get off of here, grab something to eat real quick, and jump into Seth's live. I want all of you, if you could, to be there to support Seth. It's a little holiday live for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We will finish this tomorrow evening, 8:30 Eastern time. I came on early so we could all be at Seth's tonight. Mods, thank you for doing such a great job today. All of you, thank you so much for being here. Family members, thank you for coming a couple of times. Justin, thank you for being here. Car Guy, thank you guys so much. All my mods, members. We are going to, Seth's live today is in just about 30 minutes on his channel. Seth R. Rogers, Sebastian's father. It's on YouTube. And Stacy Michelle, she gifted 1 Crime Time Buzz membership, and I'm not sure if, I did acknowledge it. Okay, thank you so much, Stacy, for being so generous. Just want to make sure I get everyone out there. We're going to head over to Seth's 30 minutes, his channel, YouTube channel, Seth R. Rogers, Sebastian's father. He's having a little gathering right before the holidays in honor of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Thank you so much for being here. I will probably be on twice again tomorrow while I'm on break, and then one for sure at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I appreciate all of you. We're going to bring him home. Let's stay positive. Let's stand by Seth. Let's pray for Sebastian, and let's bring this young man home. Thank you again, all of you, for being here. I'm just going to check the comments real quick. I know, Misty Blue. I agree with you. It's good to see you. Luna Livonia, too. Charlene McPike. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow. Talk soon.